welcome to the Konvergent Wealth Management video series for the week of April 20th. First, I hope that you all are continuing to remain healthy and safe as we continue through this shutdown due to the coronavirus. Onto the markets and economy. For this video, I wanted to kind of cover what we've seen really over the last 4 to 6 weeks. So a lot of this stuff are things we may have covered in other videos, but now that we've had more time to get more data, I wanted to do a longer term view of what we've seen in the markets and the economy over the last 6 weeks or so. So first, on economic data, some of the things that we've seen recently and some of the big news that's come out, the first one is around unemployment. So in just the last 4 weeks alone, we've seen over 20 million claims, new claims for unemployment benefits. And if we look back in time, and going back to 2008, 2009, the last big economic crisis, the amount of unemployment claims we've seen in just the last 4 weeks is about the same number of claims that we saw during the entire financial crisis back in 07 through 08 and 09. So pretty troubling because we don't really know yet when those large numbers are going to end, as we could see another large number this week as we still deal with these extended shutdowns. Some of the other numbers that we're beginning to get out right now are a lot of the corporate earnings. And just since this crisis began, so really around the end of February, we've seen about a 15% drop in the expected earnings for S&P 500 companies this year alone. And we're really only in the first couple weeks of earnings seasons for Q1. And so we actually anticipate that that number is likely to continue to drop in the near future because there's just so much uncertainty about what's to come. And most of these companies really can't give much for guidance for the rest of the year at this point. In addition to that, if you were on the happy hour last Thursday, we showed you some other numbers, in particular retail sales. If you take out grocery stores, the retail sales numbers for March were extremely troubling, as were the numbers for manufacturing. And so with all of these challenges in the economy, it gives a lot of cause for concern. Now, there's also been some good news recently. The markets are up significantly from their lows in March. So in March, we saw the markets drop over 30% in just 16 trading days. It was the fastest drop from all-time highs to a bear market situation. But we also then saw some of the largest increases in 1 week in the history here in the last few weeks as well. And so there's been some optimism about the virus in terms of maybe getting at least to the peak around cases and around deaths, and hopefully we start to see some better numbers there. There's also been some optimism on some of the treatments that are going through trials right now. And there's been some conversation about reopening the economy from the president and from most of the governors. We don't know all of those pieces of information yet, but we're at least starting to have those conversations. So there's been some optimism about where things are going. I think the challenge that I see is with the market going up so much, what we actually have seen from a market pricing standpoint is that price to earnings ratios, which kind of measures how expensive the market is, are now, as of Friday, are actually higher than they were right before the crisis began in February. So stocks are about as expensive as they've ever been, which to me seems like the market is pricing in pretty much a perfect recovery from the virus. So opening up the economy and everything goes perfectly from here. And while that might be the case, and I hope that it is, to me there's just too much uncertainty right now to be pricing it that way, which leaves me concerned that we could see some more volatility into the future. So our plan is still to remain cautious. I know that can be challenging when you're seeing the market go up so much and having your portfolios not necessarily follow as much. But I do believe that caution right now is the prudent move, and that's how we're planning to stay, at least in the near term. So with that, I want to shift gears and thank everybody who made it to our live Zoom happy hour last week. We had a blast. Val and I did, going over some great cooking ideas while we're all stuck at home. And it was great to see all of you live and do a virtual cheers to all of you. So if you didn't get a chance to see that, or if you want to watch it again, the recording of that is now up on the website. And we also emailed out the recipes for all of that as well today. So if you didn't get it or you need that, please let us know. We're going to be doing another happy hour this week, and I'm excited to bring on Ian Anderson. He's the founder of Zoetic Wellbeing, and he's going to give us some tips on how to stay both physically and mentally fit during the extended shutdown like this as well. So I hope to see you all there Thursday and get a chance to say hi to you over the Zoom again. In addition to the Zoom live happy hours, you've probably also been seeing some other things that we've been doing. So I've been doing some weekly blogs, and so I did one on how to build even better relationships with each other while we're at home. This most recent one I did last Friday was on negotiating skills. So especially for small business owners who are going to be dealing with potentially a lot of negotiating, whether it's with your landlord, suppliers, clients, customers, or with a potential buyer of your business. Being able to be really skilled at negotiating is never going to be more important than it is now. So I hope you get a chance to check that out. So with that, I hope you all are doing well. Please continue to give us any feedback on things you'd like to see on the videos, maybe topics you'd like me to cover on the blog. But most importantly, I hope that you all continue to be safe and healthy. And we just look forward to seeing you soon. And just let us know if there's anything that we can do for you. Thank you.